welcome to the what?
Bow, baby, we here.
Hey man, we finally back. We finally back, baby.
We here, baby. Welcome
After
to another episode
hiatus
of Trash Talk with Bobby and Shine. Bobby ain't got to tell all our business like that, but that's okay. We all the way live. Can I do that one?
Yeah.
You think they gonna sue us? We all the way live.
Look, they ain't gonna sue us, man.
They might
this is
sue us.
Acapella.
I sound just like the track.
Acapella. Your voice was breaking up a little bit when you were going live.
Live.
You didn't hit that live like you needed to.
Live. You know what? Let's just start the show because that sound terrible.
Hey man, what we got into the show, man?
Hey,
I think
look,
we got some good stuff.
We got some stuff coming up. What's next? You know, specifically for the 155 champion, he had some choice words he had to say about opponents he want to fight coming up. Got some key matchups. Got some key matches. I don't know, man. We might talk ourselves into it.
Hey,
couple key matchups. BKFC out here doing big things.
Big things.
BKFC out here doing big things.
Big things.
We're going to talk about that in round 3. And then UFC 276 is right around the corner. You think we might get a rebooking of
they
Joe
already
Lozon?
said that. They already said that ain't happening. They said that ain't happening.
They just done?
They said that happening. Yeah. And before UFC 276 and BKFC, we got some matchups too. We got some future matchups that are coming up later on in the dates. We talking about August and September that we want to talk about too. Something that you might not heard about yet. If you have, hey, listen to what we got to say. But let's get into the first part of the show, man. What's next, man? What's next for Oliveira, man? Oliveira is putting some words out there, man. Oliveira is putting some words out there on the internet.
On the old interwebs.
On the interweb. And,
so you don't like this?
I just think he's doing it for cash, man. It's a cash grab.
No.
I mean,
well, yeah.
I mean, I'm stating the obvious, but is this fight really going to help his legacy?
I don't know. Is this one of them things? Is this one of them things like you can't have your legacy if you don't have a win against Conor McGregor?
But here's the
champ.
Hey, Sean, let me say something right here. If Oliveira had the championship belt,
right,
then I can see him doing something like this.
Complete opposite. No,
I can see that. Because why would Conor McGregor take this fight? No, it is in Conor McGregor's best interest
to take this fight. You should
start. No,
are you kidding me?
It's not in his best interest.
Okay, you got Conor McGregor. This is going to be his best shot if this fight happens, which I don't think it will. But this is Conor McGregor's best shot at becoming the 155 champion again. He's not going to be Poirier. And you got a Charles Oliveira.
He got a chance.
You got a Charles Oliveira that will stand there and let you hit him. And the only way Conor McGregor has a chance of winning the 155 belt is a puncher's chance.
That's why I say he has a puncher's chance if Charles Oliveira had the belt, but he doesn't have the belt.
If Charles Oliveira has the belt, there's no reason that Conor McGregor should be fighting for the belt. But whatever this little interim, he missed weight, he's sorry, something was wrong with the scale, somebody probably cheated. We don't know, but if he doesn't have the belt right now, they're gonna fight for a belt to get him a belt back. That's the only way you can talk.
Fight for no belt to get him a belt back. This is just gonna be a regular old matchup. So he's gonna lose a year. Somebody else is gonna fight for the belt, and then he has to go beat somebody else to get the belt. This ain't gonna be for no interim championship belt. This is not. This is gonna be a regular old matchup, 3-round fight.
Who would fight for the belt then?
It's gonna go for 2 and 3. It probably
ain't no way after Charles Oliveira dismantled my man's like that.
All I know is that he's taking his name out of the running for the championship if he fights Conor McGregor. That's all I'm gonna say about the situation. If he puts Conor McGregor's name in the hat to fight, Conor McGregor does not deserve a title shot. If he beats Oliveira, then he may put his name in the way of winning a championship for his next fight.
Conor McGregor would not take that fight. He's not going to take a dangerous Charles Oliveira without a belt on the line. There's no way.
That's why I said this fight it can't happen. For Conor McGregor, it is not a good fight.
for Conor McGregor, this is if they put that belt up on the line.
If they put the belt on the line, yeah, I tell you, I'd do it. If I was Conor,
if they put a belt on the line, this is Conor McGregor's best
even if
chance.
it's interim, I would do it.
Getting a belt back. There's no other avenue. He's not going. I understand that I've seen Charles Oliveira dismantle. Well, everybody. I was about to put up my fingers. All of them. He dismantled all of them. But styles make fights, and stylistically, his shot in hell is going to be against Charles Oliveira. I don't see him slugging it out with Justin Gaethje.
It'd be a very interesting fight, but I'm gonna tell you right now, if Charles Oliveira goes through some of those punches that Conor McGregor throws
100%.
at him and gets him on the ground, it's over.
It's over.
It's over. His jiu-jitsu is just to another level.
100%.
And we all know that Conor McGregor, once he gets onto the ground and they start doing some of that weird stuff,
I don't know about all that. Conor McGregor's takedown defense I don't want to say next level, but it ain't nothing to sneeze at.
I ain't never said it ain't nothing to sneeze at, but I mean,
you got to get him there first.
Oliveira's jiu-jitsu ain't nothing to sneeze at either.
What, he gonna roll for a leg lock? I'm saying you got to get him there first.
All I know is that Oliveira's jiu-jitsu is nothing to sneeze on, and the fact of the matter is that if Conor McGregor does not knock him out in the first 3 or 4 minutes, it's gonna be a long fight for Conor.
Yeah. Now we talk all of this. We're talking about all this like Conor McGregor gonna make 155. You seen that dude? He bigger than me.
That motherfucker jack, boy.
He bigger than me.
He got muscles on top of muscles.
I ain't never seen his bicep have a little bicep. He had a little Conor McGregor flexing on top of his bicep. It was wild.
That boy's big as hell.
Now, with that being said, if they fight, who wins?
His latest training videos didn't look too hot, though. I think Oliveira wins this hands down, but you never know, man, because Conor McGregor's been out the game for a while now, so you never know. You never know what's going to happen. He has a puncher's chance, especially against Oliveira, because Oliveira puts his face out there to be hit. So you never know what's going to happen.
I'm going to say it just like this. I got Conor McGregor winning this fight simply out of all the moving parts coming together all at once. If he can make 155, first and foremost. But we have seen instances in the past where Charles Oliveira, one fight shows out like he is a Greek god, and the next day he shows out like this is his final amateur fight and he's about to go pro. There's times that he doesn't show up to fights. Hadn't been recently. Has not been recently. But guess what? Yes, he has had these fights that are pretty much the biggest fights of his career, but none in comparison to what that stratosphere feeling is going to be like when Conor McGregor's standing next to him. And if there's any inkling of a gunshot trigger, Conor McGregor is going to eat that alive. Just any of it. Just a slight not pull the trigger when you're supposed to. I think Conor McGregor eats that alive.
Conor McGregor ain't won a fight in 3 years. He ain't won a fight
in 3 years. I know. So you go out there, you pick anybody else. I don't think Conor beats him at this point. But he has a puncher's chance against Charles Oliveira.
Man, you smoking that good stuff.
I know it.
Hey, man, let me get some of that stuff you smoking, man, because the last fight that Conor won was Donald Cerrone, the Cowboy, and Cowboy is on his last leg at the moment.
I understand. I 100% understand. And guess what? We counted, who was it? Nathan Diaz out of that Leon Edwards fight, and he was one dumbass celebration away from putting your boy away.
I never counted Diaz out because I knew Diaz had the skills to compete.
It was. We keep saying this like Conor McGregor ain't got no skills.
All I know is that he has been dismantled and his bones are not holding up well as they need to.
I bet they do now.
We'll see. He had a lot of time to heal up.
But no, we say this like Conor McGregor ain't got no skills. I understand that he ain't won a fight in a while. But Nate Diaz hadn't won a fight in a while either. And with that being said, he was one dumbass celebration. I got you. No, motherfucker, jump on him. He was one dumbass celebration away from beating the dude that we thought he should have been ducking.
True.
But anyway,
and
we're gonna talk about him later.
We're gonna talk about it like
we're gonna talk about him later.
We're gonna talk about him later.
You ready to move on?
Hey man, do we have anything else in the next column, man? We need to put 5 minutes on the clock. We're gonna go straight to the matchups.
You want to get straight in the matchup? Hell, we might have to run that back twice.
Hey man, let's get into the next part of the show. Before we get into the part of the show, man, we got to get into the bottom right corner, man. Stunts to have it. Get like us, habits365.com/trash talk BS. If you want your logo promo in the bottom right corner, all you got to do is hit us up at
myfeetsmelllikebutt@gmail.com.
Hey man, greatest email account ever made. Let's get into the next part of the show.
So, Usman versus Edwards 2.
Let me say this one tidbit before we get more into this fight itself. I don't feel like this fight is going to be as interesting as I would like it to be. That being said, I feel like there's a chink in Edwards' armor after that Diaz fight, because he showed that he was beating Diaz handily all of them rounds, and then all of a sudden Diaz hit him with a shot. And I know that Usman has that shot plus more. And he has great takedown defense. So I don't know what Edwards is going to do in this fight to put Usman in deep waters and get him to a point where he can win this fight. So I don't know what he's going to do, but you tell me. You tell me, because you've been right in some of these fights. You've been right. You've been right in a lot of these fights because you fight. I just go with my heart and I see things and I just talk about it. But just tell me how this fight gonna go. Cause I feel like this fight gonna be boring as shit. But tell me how this fight gonna go.
I don't necessarily think this fight's gonna be boring. We got another key matchup that I think is gonna be more boring than this fight, and we're gonna talk about that in a second. So when it comes to this fight with Usman and Edwards, the last fight, Kamaru Usman won a decision, which means he didn't put him away, which means that it is a technical things that Edwards needs to fix. And we're going to see if he fixed them. Now, since then, Edwards has been on a long streak just like Kamaru Usman has. So they're colliding again at the top of their game. I don't necessarily think that this is going to be a, like, stand in the middle and they are punching each other kind of fight. But I can see this being a back and forth. Look, man, we've already done this for 15 minutes probably. I have to look and see. I don't think it was a main event. So let's just say 15 minutes. I know what you've got coming. So he's walking forward like, yo, I've been hit by Kamaru Usman before. Kamaru Usman's walked forward like, I've been hit by Leon Edwards before. They fought each other. So at this point for the belt, I think Leon Edwards is gonna be like, I just got to go get it. I feel like Leon Edwards is gonna walk forward and say, I just got to go get it. Technically, it's not gonna be no bar burner, no slugfest. But I don't think it's gonna be a little pity pat neither.
That's a lie. That's
I don't think so.
You're speaking with your heart. Man.
I'm not speaking with my heart. I'm speaking from my mind. From my mind brain. Look at my mind brain.
You hope this happens. You have a feeling.
No, I don't.
But
well, I do. You know what I mean. Feeling.
Yeah, no. So here's what I understand. I understand that the Usman Edwards fight was a long time ago. Each individual fighter has gotten better since then. That being said, if you watch some of Usman's fights, the past 5 fights, his accuracy has gotten a lot better standing up. He was not that same fighter when he first got the belt. His skill level has increased exponentially since getting the belt. His power's always been there.
Right, it has.
But when you add power with accuracy, so that means that when you hit the spot accurately with the power that you have, it's going to be a totally different fight than it was the first fight.
I understand.
I understand what you're saying, that Edwards may come forward. But if you watch those fights, Edwards should not come forward. His team is telling him not to go forward. His team is probably telling him to fight a more technical fight because he has more accuracy and because that power is still there behind that accuracy. Now, if Usman has lost a step since the last time he fought because he had the injury to his hands, and he's getting older, he's closer to 40. Knees. He's closer to 40 than he is 30. He has bad knees. Now, if mother time or father time has hit him, and he's a little bit slower, a tad bit slower, he doesn't have as much power, then I feel like Edwards has a chance. But Edwards does not need to fight the fight that you think he should fight, because if Usman hits him with one of those those Hayukin punches to his face, it's going to be over quickly. And that's all I'm gonna say about this right here.
Okay, I mean, I'm with you. I'm with you through all of that, but we have fought before, which means at some point you hit me, which means at some point I know. So for this one, with everything on the line, and you got to go and get it, because he going to have to beat the champ. He was the underdog in the last fight. He the underdog in this fight. You might as well. Now, I'm not saying he not going to go out. Did I ever say Leon Edwards was going to win? No. I said this fight going to be good.
I don't think that's going to be a go forward kind of fight for him. I just don't see it. I don't see it.
I'm just saying, I could be wrong. I'm usually not.
Yeah. Hey, well, look, though, there's some other matchups that are coming up later on. We're not going to get too deep into it. I just want to put these matchups out there. Cyril Gane versus Tuivasa is coming up pretty soon in the next couple of months. We're not going to talk about it today, but if you tune in to the next show or the show after that, we're going to get into detail about what we feel about the Gane versus Tuivasa fight. And then there's also another fight along with that. We have what's the next fight that we talking about? Sterling versus Dillashaw. Now, this fight right here, Sean doesn't.
We might as well have talked about the Gane Tuivasa fight. Skip this one. But go ahead.
So we ain't gonna talk about this one either. So we're gonna wait. We're gonna talk about this a little later because this fight doesn't happen anytime soon. But we just want to put that out there as if we're announcing it for the first time that everybody's hearing this. But we're really not, because it's already been out there for like weeks now. But we're going to talk about this later on. Sterling versus Dillashaw. Dillashaw comes off of a suspension, gets a couple wins in the UFC. Is it a couple or one?
Has he even fought?
Yes, he's fought. Yeah, he fought.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. That's the only reason why he's getting this title fight. And then Sterling comes off of, I wouldn't say it's an impressive victory. He took what Peter Yan gave him, and he got to his back and tried to submit him, which is great in his part because he actually beat somebody that no one thought he could beat. So Sterling did show up, and he didn't show out from my point of view. I think Peter Yan fought too emotional, but these two individuals are getting into the cage and they're gonna fight. So
he fought. He won a split decision against Corey Sandhagen.
Exactly. So we're gonna get into this later on in one of our later shows. So we just want to talk about it right now. Just put it out there. So stay tuned to Trash Talk with Bobby and Shine. We're going to talk about Sterling versus Dillashaw, also Cyril Gane versus
Tuivasa.
But let's get into the next part of the show, man. We're going to talk about BKFC. Before we get into that, man, we got to talk about what's in the bottom right corner. Stunting is a habit. Get like us, habits365.com/Trash Talk BS. If you want your promo or logo in the bottom right corner, all you got to do is hit us up at
myfeetsmelllikebutt@gmail.com.
Hey, man, greatest email account ever made. Let's get into the next part of the show.
Well, okay, first off, BKFC doing big things. Before I shit all over this one. BKFC is doing big things. They are making
that first
signing. That's what I just said.
Sade. Yeah, so this motherfucker first.
So
damn.
I just said before I shit all over this, now I can move on. Look, BKFC is doing big things, and I ain't mad at them. I ain't mad at them at all. Okay, this one we kind of saw the writing on the wall that they were probably going to sign your boy, but okay, cool. So
I think it's the best thing for him, though. I think it's the best thing for him because he has no ground game and he has a hell of a punch. So maybe he gets into the BKFC and he shows he has a puncher's chance with anybody, because if you fight some of the middle tier, low tier guys, they really don't have as much head movement. So
he has no choice. So here's the thing. For everybody else that we're going to put into this, with the signings, anybody new, everybody else could come out and do kind of the Paige Van Zandt kind of motion of it, where they can just jump in and fight. This one, same thing as they did with the UFC. You got to bring them up slowly. So they just going to throw him in there with anybody? Nah.
Hey, I would. I mean, he is very charismatic. He's very charismatic. I mean, he gets the people going. You know, people don't.
With hatred?
They either hate him or love him, and he could use that hate to make him a lot of money.
My yellow lightsaber is red. When I see this dude, I'm like, man, just knock him out, man. Just gonna knock him out. I don't see them bringing in against.
There's gonna be a knockout in this one, so we ain't got to worry about nobody hugging or choking them out. They're gonna be knockouts on this one.
Yeah, but let's look at the next signing then. So moving away from Greg Hardy, BKFC doing big stuff. John Dawson.
He getting old though. He getting older.
It don't matter. You could bring John Dawson in, and guess what? He gonna fight anybody.
Shit.
Anybody can get it. It's what's gonna happen. So when I look at the
fast as shit.
When I look at the John Dawson sort of lineup, we have it here. Who he's fighting? You remember his name? I can pull that up.
No.
But we have it. Who he's fighting? But you could bring John Dawson in and put insert name here. Don't matter if it's at the top or the tippy top. It don't matter. John Dawson's probably gonna fight him, and we're gonna have a good time. This is a great signing. I'd love to see how hard he hit somebody with his bare knuckle. This is gonna be great.
He's fighting Devin Ciazon. So
I don't know what that is, but that sounds like fun.
It sounds like fun for John, because if John does what he did
Devin
in the
Gibson?
UFC, is it Gibson? It looked like Ciazon.
That's a. It do a little bit. I'm looking at what you looking at,
You know
but
what I'm
I don't
saying?
know how you went with Ciazon over Devin Gibson.
That's like Ciazon to me. You know, I like Ciazon. I don't like Gibson. I like Ciazon.
So you just go change
Devin,
my man.
Devin, he's
That's good. That's good.
Hey, I looked at it 3 times before I said it out loud. But Devin Gibson,
That's good. He's 2-0. He's 2-0 in BKFC.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So they didn't give him no slouch. There's no
No,
slouch.
they didn't give him no slouch. You know, 2-0 in BKFC is pretty much a veteran at this point.
Oh yeah.
2-0 in BKFC.
You got more than 3
veteran.
fights, man.
Yeah.
You got a belt. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much. So John Dawson is a great signing. But how about a key matchup?
Oh,
How about a key matchup?
Got it coming, dog.
MVP
This
versus
is going
Platinum
to
Mike Perry.
be live.
So first off, how did MVP get this? Is what I'm
I don't
confused. No, it's not that you don't
I
care.
hope this is on 4th of July.
It's in London. What is it?
Did you get it? You get it?
Oh, I got it.
You get it?
I got
it. It's July 2nd, Independence Day.
I got it. That'll be pretty good.
Great
But look,
Britain can get their,
you got
get
MVP. He got out of Bellator to fight this. If Bellator let him out temporarily, he gonna come back with some mangled hands and be like, damn, my bad. But also, if you're MVP, you can't lose to Mike Perry, can you?
I mean, I don't think there's a losing chance for him to lose to Mike Perry. Because if you saw Mike Perry's last fight,
yes,
he
but
had
think about
no head movement.
Think about what you're saying.
MVP
Right.
is limber. He gets to moving and grooving. I don't think Platinum has anything for him.
Correct. But think about what you just said. The last time he fought, we seen people show up in BKFC, Page Vincent. I meant to cough, sorry. Page Vincent. And think that they are about to pull off like, whatever, I know what I'm doing. And then they catch a rude awakening. And this is the same thing that happened to Platinum Mike Perry. And he went, oh, this a little different. So then he's had time to go back and possibly fix some of that stuff against the MVP who is going to come in here and go, it's fine. I fight all the time. BKFC, the same thing. Every time we always say this, bare knuckle is a different beast.
It is. It is.
Bare knuckle's a different beast.
I see what you're saying. But Paige Vincent lost.
Yes.
And Platinum won.
It don't matter. Did you see his face? Not his face, like see his face, but the attitude and what he had before then when he got out there and he said, wait a minute, I need to think this through before I come back. And maybe Platinum Mike Perry knows that this is his last this is his last chance.
But he won.
It don't matter. You can
in
see a
his
lot of
head-
people are delusional with the win,
Exactly,
right?
But
I don't
in
think
his
Platinum Mike Perry
head,
did that.
I feel like there's something there though.
He got meat a
because
couple times.
He's going. Yeah, he did. Yeah, I feel like he's going to underestimate MVP because he's going to feel like MVP is going to think the same way he thought in his first fight.
But that, if
and he's
that's
gonna go to
by that
banking.
logic, he's got to fix what he was thinking in
He's
the
gonna
first
go to
in the first
banking.
day.
All I know is MVP has knocked people out as well as Platinum has knocked people out.
Right.
Mike Perry's knocked some people out.
He broke a
MVP has knocked
dude's
some people out.
brain. That's
Exactly.
I understand.
Exactly.
I understand what
The
you're saying.
the only difference is that MVP can't use those legs, and I feel like those legs have been something
He
that
could. I mean, he might get disqualified, but don't say that he can't. I tell people all the time, man, if you ever go out there, just throw a spinning back kick. If it land, then just it's cool. You'll be a meme for a few weeks. If it don't land, they just know. I got this. You get to whooping my ass, I'm a spinning back kick. I'm a spinning back fist you like they did the Joanna champion. That hurt my feelings.
That was
man.
crazy, man.
Damn, that hurt my feelings.
I knew that hurt you. I knew that hurt you.
Damn, boy. I was in the middle of my big tournament too. And then, whoop. I said, Lord. Then she retired. But anyway, bad MVP versus Platinum Mike Perry.
I think it's gonna be a good fight, though.
Have?
I mean, I gotta go with, if it's on July 2nd, you know what I'm saying, America, but
That's a tough one.
Any other date, man. MVP all day, every day, man. I feel like he just has too much skill.
August 20th is the
Mike Perry.
set date.
MVP all day. August 20th, MVP all day. You know what I'm saying? This ain't Independence Day, so MVP all day. I got this. I put money on this right here, man.
You gonna put money on it?
I put money on this one.
Hey, I'm gonna check and see how much of an underdog Platinum Mike Perry is, and I'm gonna put money on it too. If you give me anything over a 2.5 to 1 underdog, I'm putting money on Platinum Mike Perry
I put
all
money
day
on that shit too.
You give me anything over 2.5 to 1. If he a 3 to 1 underdog, I'm betting the ship.
I'll put anything.
By
on
that I mean like $10.
I feel like MVP might be the damn underdog.
I threw you a layup. You didn't even get it. I said I'm gonna bet $10 this time instead of my usual $5.
Ooh, $5. What's up, guy?
I'm just saying. Now,
hey man, there's one more fight, man. There's one more fight in BKFC we gotta talk about.
You talking about the Starling Fajeda fight?
Man, they finally brought it together, man. They finally brought the championship fight together, and I'm excited about it, man. I'm excited to see Taylor Starling try to get her or have her chance at getting the belt. It's going to be a hard matchup between her and Ferreira. However you say it. What's her first name?
I think it's Christine.
Christine. It's going to be a hard fight with her and Christine. Christine is more of a brawler, per se. But I'm just happy to see all her hard work just come to the forefront, and she now gets her chance at Christine. So that's another fight that's coming up for BKFC that I feel like is gonna put some butts in the seat, man. Listen to this though.
You want to hear something funny?
What?
So this fight, I would pull in a graphic for it and then get it fitted so we can all see it on the fly, so that we can just see the graphic. But also, I need you to understand. Do you know when this fight is?
When?
So MVP versus Mike Perry is BKFC 27.
Yeah.
This BKFC 28. This fight was announced before, and the fight is after the MVP Platinum Mike Perry fight. This fight's August the 27th. They doing a back-to-back.
Oh,
they doing a back-to-back week.
Shit.
Come on, BKFC, let's go.
That's pretty cool, right there.
BKFC doing big shit. I don't know what else is gonna be on them cards. I'm here for the main event.
That's gonna be some good shit.
And the main event, unless they get oh Lord, I lost it. Jitty Savage and the Crazian. What's her name? Andy Wynn. The Crazian. You know what I'm talking about? Ooh, they beefing up hard. They need to get that on the card too. I'm trying to see that. I be eating all the popcorn, sipping all the tea when they be going at it. Jenny Savage is currently blocked on social media. I know that. I'm eating all that tea, man. I'm in it. Listen, this fight is after that, so we're going back-to-back weeks.
Hey, that's good right there. I
That's
like when
good.
BKFC do something like this.
Thank you for finally doing that instead of doing the thing where
you wait
we
so
have
long.
this big one and then you wait so long we forget about them.
Yeah.
They need to put Rachel Ostovich, Britton Hart, all them people on that card too.
Just
And let's go.
all women's
I'm
main
there to
card.
sell more. I'm there to sell more.
Yeah.
And then bring in what's his name, Tinashe XXX. I'm just kidding. But okay, before we move on to the next one, BKFC. 5 years. Mike Jones. 5 years from now, where are they? Are they above Bellator as the second best fighting promotion? Outside of boxing, because boxing is a different
when you got
animal.
a 90% finish rate, somebody's gonna get knocked out. The fans themselves, they like brutal, vicious. They like things that make them go ooh and ah, and you get that with BKFC. So the blueprint for BKFC and what it looks like, what they're doing is they're trying to bring in new talent or old talent from other promotions that brings their name up, and then alongside with that new talent or old talent they bring in from the outside, they try to get some of these homegrown, these individuals that been with the BKFC for a while to fight some of that new talent or old talent just to put their name on the map because they're fighting somebody with a name. And then I feel like utilizing that blueprint will allow them to bring up some of those homegrown talents to be bigger names. Right. And then by doing that, it'll bring in more viewers from the outside with those fighters coming from older promotions or other promotions. And 5 years from now, I feel like BKFC could be right there with Bellator, if not above, because I feel like they can sell some pay-per-views that people would love to watch. Because when you got a 90% finish rate and you know somebody's gonna get knocked out, it's gonna be more intriguing to watch. And it's so different from boxing and so much different from the UFC because there's so many fighters that can't go to the ground, but there's so many fighters that can't be as technical as they can be in boxing. So if you take that technicalities out of it with boxing and you take that ground game from the UFC and you get just actual brawlers or fighters in a cage or a ring, I feel like you got a niche there. You got something that you can make up. I feel like you got something you can make some money in right there.
With that, all of that, what you said, it's already been done before. So can BKFC do it better than Bellator? So Bellator's whole motto was we're going to sign big signings of your old fighters with names, and we're going to raise up our homegrown talent to, push them up to the stratosphere. That was back when they had like Daniel Weichel, Daniel Strauss. It was a whole 155, 145, and maybe the 170 division that they were bringing up as a whole. It was a whole group. And then they would just bring in talent, Benson Henderson, all that, in hopes to grow. With that being said, I'm saying above Bellator, because when we see the new list of people cut by the UFC, and it says a name like Greg Hardy, or let's say 5 years from now,
Conor McGregor.
Lord, I almost said somebody's name. It'd been terrible. I don't think Sean O'Malley's gonna get cut 5 years from now. No. But you see what I mean. Do we then say, oh, they're gonna go to Bellator? Or do we then say, oh, they're gonna get signed by BKFC? I think that's the telling part.
I feel like this too. 90% finish rate, BKFC draws more attention with the oohs and ahs. If they can get up to the point where they can make money off these promotions, off these big promotions, then you can start poaching some of these bigger guys who are on the end of their contracts. And when they go to that contract dispute with the UFC and they're trying to get those 6 figures, maybe even 7 figures, if BKFC can give you 7 figures or close to it, because I'm just saying, if they're getting numbers they can get or they need to get from pay-per-views and also from people putting butts in the seats, if you can bring a Sean O'Malley from the UFC to be your top dog in BKFC or the face of BKFC, I feel like Sean O'Malley has the charisma to go to a different promotion and be that top dog like a Conor McGregor.
Yeah, I don't see him doing that.
I mean, we don't never see anything happen like that, but you never know what's going to happen in the future.
I did the math on it. 20,000 pay-per-view buys times $40 a piece ain't but 800,000. I don't think they can give out $1 million.
You got to put butts in the seat too, man. You talking about
So,
$75 a person, and you got
100,000 pay-per-view vibes.
You got a 50,000 venue. You sell out
100. So $4 million plus maybe $1 million gate. That's $5 million promotion.
Yeah.
And you gonna pay one dude $1 million.
Well, you got to also talk about sponsorships and things like that the promotion gets from having a big promotion like that.
That's tough, man. That's tough.
I know it's tough, but
I'm with you. I want to see him do good.
If you trying to put your name out there like that, $1 million ain't nothing.
It's time
to knuckle up.
Here go Bruce. Hey, you better cut that shit out. I will never not forget that. I don't think it was BKFC that did that, but whoever did that, and Bruce had to stomp him. That was great. Oh man, let's get into the next one.
Hey, before we get into the next part of the show, we gotta talk about what's in the bottom right corner, man. Stunt is a habit. Get like us, habits365.com, but with /trash talk PS for your 10% discount on apparel. If you want your logo or promo in the bottom right corner, all you gotta do is hit us up at
my feet smell like butt at gmail.com.
Hey man, greatest email account ever made.
You know we be doing these commercials live. That's where you're gonna get that every now and again. I always stick the landing with my commercial.
Well, you ain't got to do nothing but say the email address.
I always stick the landing, man. I always stick the landing.
Hey, soon enough, though, we're going to change the bottom right corner to something different. I got to think of a different commercial, so we're going to get into that pretty soon.
UFC 276. Just a couple things I want to say. I understand that there's a horse. It's dead.
Talk your stuff.
We beating it. But I need you to understand, when you put all these fights together like this at UFC 276, and I shit on a lot of cards. I shit on a lot of cards.
You shit on a lot of cards.
Because they went up on the prices and they gave us less product. At least when Little Caesars went up by 55 cents, they gave us 20% more pepperonis, which is like 3 pepperonis. And I don't really notice it. But at least they tried. UFC 276, though. If you look at it as a whole, my eyes to right there. I'm looking at it and I see this. The most important thing that you can get out of a UFC pay-per-view. Storylines.
Yeah.
The whole main card is storylines. And therefore, I'm sold. Murphy versus Tate. Miesha Tate going down to 125. Storyline. O'Malley versus Munoz. Munoz pretty much just doesn't exist. He's the placeholder for the Cheeto Vera fight, pretty much. Even though you can't sleep on him, he may not get through him. O'Malley, who's mad at DC. It's like DC doesn't want to see me win, brother. There's a lot of people that don't want to see you win. There's a lot of people that want to see you win. That's what fighting is all about. If everybody wanted to see you win, we'd probably get bored of you.
Quickly.
Very quickly. If you ain't Ronda Rousey, we'd probably get bored of you. You got Sean Strickland versus Pereira, but it's not Alex Pereira, is it? It is, because the other one's Michelle, right? Yes. This is the one. Alex Pereira is the one that knocked out Adesanya twice against Sean Strickland.
That's why it's so good. Yes, it is.
Storylines. I'm telling you, storylines. So you got Pereira. He gonna talk straight cash money shit if he beats Sean Strickland.
If he does, but Sean Strickland is a crazy motherfucker.
Sean Strickland is crazy. Sean Strickland crazy. He beat Pereira. We gonna be talking about him possibly for a title shot next.
That's gonna be a good title match, though.
Storyline.
Either one will be good because it's storyline. Because Sean Strickland's just gonna talk shit about damn Adesanya, and he starts straight to his face.
That's gonna be a good fight.
Yeah,
everybody's sleeping on.
It is.
Might be fight of the night. Volkanovski versus Holloway 6.
7. It's 7.
It's 7.
Oh,
it just said at the top. Volkanovski versus Holloway. 8th time's the charm. Storyline. Listen, I didn't say it was perfect, but
well, here's the thing.
I'm still excited about the fight, even though I hate it.
If Holloway goes in, he beats Volkanovski, well, V Money or V or whatever his name is, fighter that I don't like saying his name. If he goes in and beats him, which I don't think is going to happen, because I feel like Volkanovski has gotten a lot better since his first fight with Holloway, and he's got extremely better, and his gas tank is on another level, and it's going to be tough for Holloway to win that fight. But brother, I hope Holloway comes in and dismantles his ass, because I don't like him as champion. But if Holloway wins that fight, bless up. It's going to be more intriguing for me, especially in that division, because I like watching Holloway fight. That's all I'm gonna say.
We
But
all
if he
love to
does
watch
win, we're
Holloway
gonna
fight.
watch Volkanovski versus Holloway again for probably.
What is he 0-3 against Volkanovski?
It's 0-2, I thought.
Oh, so this is the third fight.
This third fight.
Okay, I thought they fought 5 times. My bad.
Both of the first 2 fights though have been very close.
Yes, and argue to say, was it the second fight? You can make a case for Holloway winning that fight.
Both of them, you can say.
I understand, but guess what? I was also excited about Robbie Lawler versus Johnny Hendricks, and then they fought again, and then they fought again. And I get that them first 2 fights were close, but damn, give me a fight like 3 fights in between or something, then come back. Anyway, Jared Cannonier.
That damn division ain't got nobody in it.
That's also true. That's also true. Jared Cannonier versus Israel Adesanya. Adesanya, at this point, if Adesanya's name is up there, we're here, right? He's made it to that point. It don't matter. Insert name next to him.
Question for you, though.
Go ahead.
If the dancing partner is not a partner that's going to go forward, is Adesanya a boring fighter?
Which fight was that?
The
Anderson Silva fight was very interesting. You got Kevin Gastelum, who went forward, and that was a very interesting fight. You got the Vettori fight. Was it the Vettori fight that wasn't very interesting?
That was not interesting at all. The Blachowicz fight.
The Jan Blachowicz
was not very interesting at all.
Because he kept getting taken down.
Exactly.
I mean, there's storylines to it. There's things we want to see. But I understand where you're coming from.
There's like 4 championship fights that have not been up to the standards of a championship fight that people would love to see or put their butts in to see. And if he does not have the dancing partner, it's not going to go well. If you look at Holloway's fights, any fights been interesting. Any fights has been interesting. Any fight.
No. Yes.
Volkanovski.
Yes.
Any fight's been interesting.
I'm with you with Holloway, but also I see some of the Holloway fights where even Holloway has gotten to the point where he's just like, buddy, come here, stand in the middle, and let's go. You wouldn't necessarily do that if y'all was already standing in the middle and let's go.
True, but you're not going to see Adesanya saying that shit, though. He might go over there and do a little dance or a 2-step, grab his nuts or something, but, that's probably it.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I ain't throwing no shit on Adesanya's
I'm with you with the dance partner because styles make fights. I'm with you with the dance partner. Cannonier is very close to being maybe not that dance partner. I've seen a couple Cannonier fights where we're like, buddy, just gonna pull that trigger and get him out of here. And we've seen a couple Cannonier fights where we're just like, ooh, that's a scary man. So therefore, if the lights are big enough, a la Conor McGregor style, it is a coin flip of what we're gonna get. So
I don't know. We'll see.
But if that's the case, like you said, does Adesanya push forward, knowing that there could be a counter coming out of nowhere?
I don't know. We'll see.
All I know is Pereira wins, Adesanya wins, and they are gonna look at aggressively setting that fight up. They're probably gonna have Pereira fight one more fight. Past that,
oh no, I think
they're gonna. Yeah, but hold on. Pereira started in the UFC though. That's the thing. So
if they put him on the main card,
3-1, 3-0, something like that.
If they put him on the main card or on Adesanya advance, they're trying to make that happen. They're trying to cause controversy.
5-1.
If he wins that fight, he got the next fight for championship belt. He's
5-1. His MMA loss, I believe, was his debut in 2015. So he's not lost recently. But with that being said, 2020 he fought MMA, then a kickboxing, and then 2 in the UFC. So he's 2-0 in the UFC. And then if he beats Sean Strickland, he's 3-0, and he's 6-1 total. I don't think the closest person even to fight for a belt at that small of a record is besides your champion who was 2-0. No, Conor McGregor had like 20 fights. Who was like 2-1 or 2-0? Nico Montano. Besides her, the actual champion that actually fight for that was Cain Velasquez. He was like 6-0, but that's it. I don't think they put that together.
He already beat Adesanya.
Yes.
They going to promote that. They trying to make money. We don't give a shit about how many fights you got. Right. You beat him. He's done ran through this division, and he's about to run through it twice.
Okay.
Fuck all what you talking about. They're going to set it up. They're trying to make some money. I don't feel like Adesanya, when he's on the main card or main event, I don't feel like he's a big draw. But this fight will be a bigger draw than him fighting anybody else in the division he's already beat. Also true.
Cain Velasquez was 8-0, by the way.
It's happening, though. I'm telling you. It's 8-0.
Going
down.
We're looking at Pereira.
It's going down.
Would be 6-1.
Beat me in the cage. It's going down.
I'm here for it. Storylines. Robbie Lawler's on the damn undercard.
Going down. Hey man, this undercard ain't that bad, man.
That's Jessica Evil Eye.
Yeah, there's a couple fighters in there. I saw the undercard. I know Clark, that motherfucker. I know
Uriah Hall, Bobby Green. Bobby Green on the undercard. Bobby Green didn't he just fight? He just fought
yeah. Bobby Hands Green, boy. He got
Bobby
some good
King
hands.
Green.
I call him Bobby Hands because he got some good ass hands, boy. He be throwing them hands.
He just fought my man that was bringing him up to the stratosphere. You know what I'm talking about. Because he turned around and fought him in like 7 days.
Yeah, he got his ass whooped.
Shut up.
He did.
Shut up. Brian Barberina. Man, there's a lot of names on this. I'm sold. UFC 270. If you give me cards like this, I'm good. You give me cards like this, I'm good.
They don't have the roster to give you cards like this all the time, though.
Yeah, they do. They can just
they don't.
I bet. What? Let me tell you. So in order to get this card, let me point this way so we know where I'm pointing. In order to get this card right here, they had to give us this card here. Arman Sarukin versus Matsu Gamrot. Neil Magny versus Rahimov. So they had to give us this card in order for us to get here. Okay. So if they just give us a few more of these, and that's all right, we can keep this. Hey, I shit you not. This is the main card next week. You at on ESPN. Josh Parisian.
I know Neil Magny. Good fighter.
Yep. Tiago Moises.
I know Tiago Moises.
Nathan Maness. I know. I only know Nathan Maness because I had one of my guys I trained with in camp years and years ago fought against him. Chris Curtis. I'm pretty sure he's on the undercard. See, there you go. See, you just give us a couple of those and you can keep this. They try and spread out the talent, and then we end up not getting 276s. 276 is legit. I'm sold, and I hope it's good as I think it is.
We'll see.
What else you got,
Green?
Bobby?
We know Bobby Green gonna throw them hands. We know that Adesanya gonna throw hands. If
Yo, is he fighting Jim
hands.
Miller? That is Jim Miller, right?
I don't know.
Am I crazy? Bobby King is fighting Jim Miller. Jim Miller, he's 54 years old, I believe. He ain't but 38. Y'all lying. Hey, man, let's get out of here. Y'all lying gonna tell me Jim Miller 38 years. We didn't get to UFC with him 17. Ain't no damn way. He fought UFC 4.
There's some 17-year-olds in here, though.
That's wild. What you got in other news, man?
Man, I ain't got nothing in other news, man. We already talked about a lot of stuff in the show today, so we gonna head up out of here, man. You got anything else for the people, man?
So look, it's been real.
It's always real, man.
It's been good.
Been good tonight.
But it ain't been real good.
Hey, man, never that.
Look, we gonna come back next time. We can't stay so long.
Peace.
I'm just saying I nailed that. I'm just put that out there. I nailed that.